Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, first of all, I want to wish you a happy 2026. Yes, we made it. God has been so faithful. So welcome back to my channel, and today I want to share with you something that's going to help us walk 2026 with so much power, so much strength, and that is power of prayer. Okay? So guys, I want to share with you something that I have experienced in my life, the power of prayers. Yes, I know we do pray, but I thought I should share with you my personal experiences, how prayers have changed things in my life. Things that, on my own understanding, I wouldn't know how they would have turned out if I didn't pray for them. Okay? So sit back, relax. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share this with anyone that you think they will love this content. Okay. So let me start by telling you that, you know, we think for God to hear prayers, you need to be perfect. You need to, mention all the scriptures in the Bible, something like that. But I just want to share with you, if you're like me, you're still learning on how to pray. Prayer doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with God. That's all you need. Mentioning scriptures while you pray, that is very great, but you will learn that along the way. So let me share with you something that I experienced in my life. So I will start. I remember when I was an adult, when I was pregnant with my first, twins. I remember that was the time that I really started to get close to God and take prayers seriously. Because, at this point, I realized now I am matured because I am going to be a mother. And not just a mother to one child, a mother to two children that God will bless me with. So I said to God, God, I need you to walk with me in this journey. And this is a special prayer that I prayed for my pregnancy. I asked God to help me have the safest, the easiest, the smoothest experience of becoming a mother that I would see. Like being a mother, it's not hard. Because guys, there's a lot that is involved during pregnancy, during, labor, and after that, like raising the children. So I went to God and I prayed for that. So I asked God, may you make it the best experience of my life. May I just walk into labor, come out with my babies. They should be safe. They should be well. I should come out safe. I should come out well. I shouldn't have any issues after, labor. Guys, God did just that. I remember I asked God to give me babies that wouldn't cry with no reason. There are children that they would keep their parents up all night. The parents will be passing the baby to one another, in turns to make sure, the baby is not crying. So I asked God, I don't want to experience that. And for me, it was two babies. So I knew it was going to be double the hassle. So I prayed for that. I also prayed that God should give me babies that would eat, because I know I've seen other mothers struggle. Their babies wouldn't breastfeed. They wouldn't eat foods after that. They would just be, giving them hard times while feeding them. So I prayed about all these things, I remember. And guys, this is my number one testimony in my life, how God answered my prayer. I remember that day when I was scheduled, because I had my babies through C-section. I think in like 30 minutes, I had my babies with me. They were healthy. I was healthy. I came out of the labor with my with my twins. We were all so healthy. And after that, the babies, they were taking their milk without issues. They were eating after that with no issues. They were not crying. I remember I had so much help, but once it was time for the babies to sleep, after they were full, they would just go to sleep. I would just wake up at night just to feed them. They would cry very little. Maybe they're hungry, maybe they needed, a diaper change, and that is if we didn't do that on time. So I really saw how God answered my prayer on giving me the best experience of becoming a mother for the first time. That was one thing that I wanted to share with you. The second thing, this is something that I experienced when I was about to have now my second set of twins. I remember now at this point, I was already, matured. I was now a mother of two and I was going to have another set of twins. And I remember I used to work in one of the companies in this region. And the office was very close to the church. Actually, it was just crossing the road. So I remember they had prayers during the afternoon. So I started going to that prayer when I was heavily pregnant. And I remember I never missed a day to go for prayers in the afternoon. So that is actually when I started to learn how to pray, because before that, I wouldn't pray for even like 15 minutes. Like, I would be done and I would just be looking people around like, what are they praying for all this time? Because people would pray for hours. Guys, that was when I started to learn how to pray. So we would go to church, we would be given a word. People will ask, people will mention what their needs are and we should pray for them. And I remember I started to experience people praying for things and it would take hours. And as I started to pray for my family, my friends, my job, my country, my leaders, my church, my pregnancy, all these things, and time was just going by. And I came to realize it was time for me to go back to the office. So that was when I came across something. There are prayers that are called prayers for future. You pray for your future. Like there are prayers that would help you in future when you cannot pray for yourself. That was the time I learned this. And this is something I want to share with you today. Learn to pray for your future. Learn to pray in advance. So I remember when I used to go for these prayers, I would pray God should protect me on my second experience as a mother, because I knew I was going to have another C-section. I was going to go into labor again, and sometimes you go into labor and you don't come out alive, or maybe the children will not come out alive. So I was covering myself through that experience, that may the blood of Jesus cover me. May I come out safe. May I come out of alive. I prayed for that so much, I remember. And guys, so when it was time for me to go for labor, I remember that day as if it was yesterday. I went to labor and the first challenge I had, the person that was supposed to give me, the injection, he had it wrong more than 3 times. And the doctor had to come and help him and actually showed him where he should inject me. And that has been giving me issues up to now. Like I would experience so much back pain, and that was the reason. But all in all, I thank God I am still healing, and everything apart from that just worked out well. So I remember we had the C-section, and then I came out of the, of the operation room and of the theater. And then as soon as I was back into the room, now, I was there with my sister-in-law. My husband had gone home, I think, to bring something or change, because everything was settled. The babies were there with me. I was there. And I remember my sister-in-law telling me that I experienced seizures. Yes. Personally, I don't remember anything because I was unconscious. So this is what she was telling me. I just started to have seizures And she shouted, she ran out of the room to call the doctors to come and help me, because she was so panicked. She didn't know what I was going through. And the doctor came and they checked me, and they said my blood pressure was so high. That's why I was having the seizures. I think there's a special word for that. You know, the seizures that come after having, you know, C-section from labor. So the doctors, you know, did what they could to take my blood pressure down, and I was stabilized. So I woke up. I was still not very conscious, but I was still on medication. And then after a few hours, I went back to seizure again. This now was for the second time. Same thing happened. My sister-in-law ran out and called, you know, the doctors, and they came and they tried, you know, to control the situation. So this is what I want to share with you today. At that point, probably the devil was trying to take my life. Yes. And I was unconscious. I couldn't pray. I didn't even know what I was experiencing. And probably my sister-in-law was so panicked. Maybe she prayed, maybe she didn't pray. But this is something that God reminded me after I became conscious, that the prayers that I prayed in advance fought for me during this time when I couldn't pray for myself, when I couldn't ask anyone to pray for me. Those prayers did the work. And this is something that has been walking with me in my life. I would always pray to God to cover us, you know, me, my family, my friends, everybody, on any future plans that the devil has. If the devil is planning to make me crippled in future, if the devil is planning for me to get into an accident, if the devil is planning for my end to be terrible, I refuse that in the spiritual world now. Okay, so this is something I thought I should share with you today. We all do not know what future has in store for us. So when you pray for the things that you need now, also remember to pray for your future, because it will come a time where you cannot pray, where you cannot pray for yourself, where you cannot even ask anyone to pray for yourself. So if you pray in advance, these prayers will actually help you. Okay, guys. And then another thing that I wanted to share today is that when I was going for my appointment for, you know, the visa to come to this country, I remember I fasted and prayed about it. And one of the things that I want to share today is that personally, when I go to pray, I always see God as my Father. And the image that I have now, since my father passed away, is that my Father is the God in heaven. And I remember the love that he had for me. And whenever I would ask him for anything, he would give it to me. That is the same way I go before God. I see God as my dear Father, the one who loves me and would give me anything that I ask for. That's how I go before God. So I remember during this time, I went to God and I asked God, God, your child is here. I'm going for this appointment. I ask you to make it happen. I have never applied for this. I know so many people have applied for this. Some are still trying every now and then. I need you to do this for me this one time. May I get it? Because I will be so disappointed. I'll be so discouraged. I'm not even sure if I'll have the strength to apply this for the second time, third time, fourth time. I just need you to do this for me this one time. And I remember after saying the prayer, I went to work. I did what I was supposed to do. I prepared myself. I fasted. I prayed. And I remember my appointment was on Monday. And on Sunday, I went to church. And as I was leaving the house, I had prepared a special offering. And this is something else I will come to talk about the other time, about offering. So I prepared a special offering And this offering, I said to it before I left the house, God, this is my special offering I am presenting to you. This is not to ask you. This is to say thank you. Because I believe you have already done it, and I am just going to collect my visa tomorrow. So I went to church. When it was time to give out the offering, I gave it and I said, God, thank you. This is my thank you offering to you, for I know it is done. Tomorrow, I'm just going to collect my visa. And guys, when I went to the interview, I carried all these documents. I was so prepared. I think I was asked maybe 3 questions or 4 max. And the next thing I remember was, your visa has been granted. Come tomorrow to pick up your visa. I walked out of that room and I could breathe in the fresh air now from outside. And I just looked up and I told God, thank you. And after saying thank you to God, then now the excitement got to me. Now I started to be so excited that, okay, this finally happened. Okay, I got the visa for the first time. So I thought I should share this. And also after that, I remember I had my other sisters, friends, people that were going for the same thing. I shared with them that. I told them, you know what? Before you go, give out an offering to God. Tell him that you're thankful for he has done it. And guys, I think everyone that I shared that with, they got their visas. So I thought I should share this today with you. Go to prayers with an image of someone that you know they love you so much, that they will give you anything. That is God. He loves us so much that he would give us anything, as he has said in his word. Whatever we pray for, if we believe, it shall be given to us. So go to God and ask him, knowing that he loves you so much and he will give it to you. And also, if you want to make it even more powerful, give an offering to support your prayer, to thank him in advance. Before the thing is done, just say him, I trust you, you will do it, and I'm saying thank you in advance. And see how God is gonna give you all your heart desires. I have so many examples about prayers and offering and how it changed my life. I remember even when I was praying for a husband, I went before God. I remember I used to look myself, in the mirror, and I would say these positive things to myself. And I would tell God, you know my heart, you know my intention. I am coming before you. I know you can do this for me. I want to become a wife. I want to become a mother. I want to become a great Christian as how you want us to be. Do this for me, and God did it. So 2026, I want you to step into this year with prayers. Go before God with all that you need in prayers. Ask him. Give your offering to him and watch him do the things that you need in your life. Till next time, guys. I hope you have a prosperous 2026. I pray for you that may God answer all your prayers. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know, what do you do when you pray? And you can share with me and others as well the greatest prayers that God has answered in your lives. I would like to hear from you as well. Till next time, stay blessed, by the best, and always remember, you are too blessed to be stressed.